Good morning. Welcome to your maths class. Today we'll be learning little bit of number names and doing some exercises on addition, and we'll also be learning about the clock. Do you remember the last class I had talked about a clock and particularly about one hand, which was that? The second hand. If you have forgotten, no problem. We'll quickly go through whatever we learned last time and then learn about a new hand also. Okay. Now let's get started with our maths lesson, which is there in our workbook. This is going to be very easy, so I'm not going to take much time. I hope you all know by now how to write everything. Okay. Only writing number names from 11 to 20 will be a challenge for you. Okay, so I want you to practice that 11 to 20 as often as possible, because you may be having entrance test and all when you're going to other schools. So they're going to ask you to write number names. So please practice these number names every day, at least 11 to 20. Then just the number name of 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, like that you have to learn. Okay? Okay. Now, let's take a look at this. What is this? 71. Last time you had written the number name 70. You finished with writing 70. Is it not? So here I have here the number name 70. Very easy. I just write 7 and ty. 70-1. Just for you to remember, let me tell you, always number name begin with a capital letter. The second number will have one hyphen before that. Hyphen, and then it will be a small letter after that. Okay, but when you write your 1, 2, 3 number, the first 1, 2, 3, that is all capital letter. Okay, all that will be capital. When it comes after a hyphen, it will be a small letter. You remember that? Okay, so now let's see here. 71. I have written here 72. Easy, you can read it by now. Then it goes on like that, 74, 75, 78, 79, and then comes 80. And 80 once again is very easy. Just write the number 8 followed by y, 8e, done. Okay? And similarly you have your addition to do. Shall I show it in your workbook how to do? That's more easier for you to look and understand. Come. For you to learn your number names, there is one more way. At home, see, this is the material we use at school for learning number names, just reading through if you want to read. Okay, they are separate. This is separate, this is separate. Okay, see, they are all beginning in capital letters here. Yes. At home, if you want to try, what you can do is, you can have these number names written on this side, and on this side, whatever comes, you will have to write it in small letters. Small t, small f and small s, like that. And you can try and match, like for today's example was 71, right? So you can read it like this: 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, like that. Okay, and mummies also can check on them, like if you want them to read 53, how can you do it? You can read it like this: 53. Then 95, 95, or 28, 28. You can help them in reading like this also, just to encourage reading. Now we'll see our workbook. In your workbook, you will do page number 15, 16 and 17, where you will count the bead quantity and write the number name. Okay. On page number 17, you will have to read this number and write all the number names in a row. Learn to write neatly inside this box. Next, you will turn to page number 26 and 27, where you have to do addition. Now you all know what is addition. Addition is bringing all quantities together. There may be some quantity in this box, there may be some quantity in this box, and addition is bringing all these quantities together. Okay, so here, and the symbols that we use for addition is plus. Will you say what's the term? Plus. And you will write the answer with an equals to sign. Let's count here and do the first one. What is this? This is actually dominoes, right? Okay, maybe it's a domino or a domino tile. Let's count how many dots are there in this tile. 1, 2, 3. So I want you to write here 3. Please write it. Don't be lazy. And then this is 1. Now you have to tell me what is the answer. 3 plus 1 equals to 4. Those of you who can look at it and say very good, you can develop on that also. Or by telling simply 3 plus 1, by now you would have started registering the counting also. So if you have got the pattern in your mind, you can say the answer, but do check back also. How do you check? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Similarly, here you will write 1, 2, 3, 4. So you will write here 4. Just next to it also you can write plus 1. 4 plus 1 equals to 5. You will write here 5. Let me just check if your answer is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So please say 4 plus 1 equals to 5. You will have to say this equation. 4 plus 1 equals to 5. In the same way, you will have to do this page also. Will you all do it? It's super duper easy. Now, just for you to remember, let me tell you, today's date is the 6th of January 2021. It is a Wednesday. Remember what I told you? It's a Wednesday, but when you write it, you will write it as Wednesday. Okay? It is okay, but remember to say it. Whenever you talk also, please say it as Wednesday, not Wednesday. Okay? Wednesday. Then the next one is your page number. Can you read? Pages 15 to 17, meaning 15, 16, 17, and then you have 26 and 27. This is for number names and that is for your addition. Now shall we start studying our clock? Come. Now coming back to the clocks. Last time I told you there are two kinds of clocks that you see in the modern days. Modern days means now. What are they? One is called as a digital clock and the other is called as an analog clock. Digital clock will be like a box in which the numbers will be seen. Is it not? So when you children, when mommy and daddy are buying a watch for you, or you might see there may be a timepiece in your house which has these numbers on it. In your watch definitely it will be there because you know to read numbers. That's why they get you this digital watch. Okay. So in the digital watch, how will the time be? Have you noticed there will be two dots? One is for writing the hour, this side is for writing the hour and the other side is writing the minutes. For example, if we are telling that you have to come to school at 9:15, I will have to display it like this, 9:15. Okay. Some of them may have it like this also, 9:15. Now you see why I am always writing a 0 there when in the dates and all. Yes, you read it as 9:15. Okay. So this may go on to 12:30, up to 12 it may go like that. After that, after 12, there is a possibility that your digital clock, if it is a 24-hour format, means it will go 13, 14, 15. Okay. We will not talk about that. We will just say that this is how the time is shown, 9:15. Okay. Hour on this side, minutes on this side, it will be there. This is called digital clock. You got it right? Okay. Digital clock or digital watches. Next one is the analog clock. The analog clock has these needles which you call as the hands of the clock. These three hands will keep moving. They will go in circles. Okay, and this face of this clock is called as a dial. What is it? Dial. So there are three hands. You can see three hands in it. 1, 2, 3. One is called the hour hand, the other is called the minute hand, and the other is called the second hand. Okay, in some watches and in some clocks you may not see this seconds hand. It may not be there, but it will be still ticking behind, because behind this dial, behind this face of the clock, there will be a machine made up of cog wheels. They will be moving, they will be going in circles. One wheel will move another wheel will move another wheel. Like that, they are all connected wheels. Okay, wheels joined together, they are called as cog wheels, and they will keep moving. So that is called the ticking of the clock. You will, if you are silent and nobody is talking in the house, you will hear the ticking of the clock. You will hear the ticking of the clock. That ticking is nothing but the movement of the seconds hand. Okay, you can hear the seconds hand. No other hand's movement you can hear. The seconds hand movement, whether it is there or not there, you can definitely hear it. Okay, so that's your second hand. Now, one thing you would have noticed in the clock is the numbers, they start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11, 12. Okay, only up to 12 it is there. Meaning this short hand, right, the small hand, the hour's hand, when it goes for one full spin, half a day is over. Okay, one full circle it makes, half a day is over. So when it starts from 1 and it reaches 12, it is afternoon, the noon. Okay, then one more full circle it does and it comes back to 12. If the small one is pointing to 12, it will be midnight. You got it? So that is about the hour's hand. I am talking about the hour's hand, the small hand, right? Yes, when it goes one full circle, half a day, that is till noon, and one more circle it makes, it is the full day, which is up to midnight, middle of the night. Now most of you may be awake also, right? Or maybe you would have noticed for the New Year's Eve, you would have waited till 12 o'clock. You would have waited for here to show as 12. Is it not? When it happens 12, what did you all do? If children were sleeping, then it's okay, it's very good, no problem. On New Year's Day, if the time showed like this, everyone you would have heard the crackers bursting, and everybody will be wishing each other Happy New Year, Happy New Year, they'll be wishing, because New Year starts midnight only. Okay, the midnight, the next day will start. So January 1st starts in the middle of the night, and we wish everyone Happy New Year. All phone messages will start beeping. Ting tong, ting tong, ting tong. All the messages will come from friends, and you'll all greet your friends and family. So that's your digital clock. You'll see like that. In the analog clock, you will not know, you're just going to read it yet, but you got it right. There are three hands, that is the hour hand and the minute hand and the seconds hand. Okay, now last time I told you the second hands move in a rhythmic way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like that it moves. Okay, let's say it starts from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, this way it goes all the way, the seconds hand, it goes all the way up to 60. Okay, it goes up to 60. Now when it goes to 60, something happens. That is why it is moving. You know what happens? Come, I'll show you the clock, you will understand. Can you see our clock? This is a clock for studying. It is not a real clock. Okay, so you will not hear a ticking in this. And one more thing is, you will not find the seconds hand in this. I told you, some clocks will not have seconds in it. This is just for studying. It's made of wood and it will not be ticking. It doesn't have any clock wheel behind it. Okay. Now, very sorry about the digits falling off. I didn't really think that when I turn it, it will fall. Okay, at least now you know that. So don't turn it when you are working with it. What I wanted to say is there's nothing behind, no cog wheels. It's just made of wood for you to study. Okay, there's no seconds needle in it. You have the hours needle, the small one, and the minutes needle. Now I'll take off the hours needle. You just notice the minutes needle alone. Okay, the long one. I told you that when the seconds needle is moving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When it goes like this, your minutes needle, what happens is when the second needle finishes one full 60 circle, your minutes needle will move to the first dot. You see that? Then again it goes. Second round it makes, the seconds needle makes, the minute needle will move to the second dot. One more circle, 3, third dot. One more circle, fourth dot. One more circle, fifth dot. Okay? You got it? So like this, the minute will keep moving little by little. You will not notice the movement of this because it happens very, very gradually that you will never see the minute or the seconds hand moving. Very, 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 very slowly it will keep moving like this to the next dot. Try and observe whether you can see the movement of the minute hand. Okay, so the minute hand moves because of the second hand. Okay, the second hand is not there in this. The busiest hand in this clock is the seconds hand. It keeps going on making the sound tick, 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 tick. So one full circle, next one. One full, another circle, next one. One more circle, it goes on like this. Okay, so you know that now this points to 1, this points to 2, this points to 3, this points to 4 and this points to 5. Did you notice that when it is at that fifth point, it is pointing to 1. In your clock, you will not have these numbers. But using your skip counting, you will be able to say which minute it is pointing out to. Now there is a 1 here, so you can say it is pointing to 5th minute. After 5, 10, it will point to 2. After 10, 15, it will point to 3. After 15, 20, point to 4, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, comes back to 0. You remember skip counting of 5s? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. 60 is also a 0 because we are going to start from 0 again. Okay, so now you must be able to say that when it points to 1, it is 5, 10. When it points to 2, you must say 10. When it points to 3, you must say 5, 10, 15. When it points to 4, you must say 5, 10, 15, 20. Great. When it points to 5, you have to say 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You see it? Next one. When it points to 6, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You see it? So it goes on like this. Now you know. Point to 7, 35. Point to 8, 40. 45. 50. 55. And 60. Okay? Now you have to just observe the real clock at home. You will not be able to see it moving. You will only see the busy seconds hand moving, and when the second hands make one full circle, the minute hand will move to one dot. Okay, goes on like that. So at least with your minutes hand you must be able to say how many minutes it is now. Is it 5 minutes, or is it 10 minutes, or is it 15 minutes? Okay, in your house you will not be able to see this 15. It will only point to 3, but you must be able to say 5, 10, 15. Seriya? For the minutes hand. Will you be able to do it? Okay. You got it, children? Okay. Take some time. There is no hurry in this. We will go for reading the clock in the upcoming days also. We will do, because we have only addition and number names to do. We will also learn the clock little by little. Okay, so what all did we learn? We learned there are two types of clocks in this modern days. One is a digital clock and the other is the analog clock. And the analog clock has 3 hands in it. The hour hand, the minute hand and the second hand. The hour hand is small, the minute hand is a longer one, and the second hand is the busiest hand which will keep moving. Okay, some clocks may not have the seconds hand, but you will hear it ticking. Okay, even in your watch also you can hear it ticking. Try and listen. Okay, then one more thing is, before all these clocks were invented, that is before they made these clocks, people used to know the time or understand the time, whether it is morning or whether it is afternoon or what time in the evening is it, by looking at the shadow of an object from sun. The sun, when it falls on any object, it gives out a shadow, right? So based on that shadow, where is it falling? If it is falling here, means if the shadow is falling on this side, like this, one line like this, then they will come to know it is evening. The next shadow falls here, they will come to know it is night. Then after that there won't be a shadow, probably moon's light may help. Then again we start from the morning. Morning there will be a light, the morning's shadow will be seen. 9 o'clock one shadow will be there. By 10, 11 o'clock the shadow would have moved elsewhere. So they will make these points, and the sun is always moving in the same direction. So there is no confusion about the sun's movement. So the shadow will always come perfectly. You also can try at home and see. Watch the shadow of the sun by putting just one peg on one disc. Take a disc like this and have one peg standing on it like this, and watch how the shadow falls on this disc. Okay, you will see the shadow moving, only the shadow, not this. You will see only the shadow moving. Okay, so this was how in the earlier days and all, when before clock was invented, that was how they were reading the time. Okay children, I'll meet you all in another video. Until then, bye bye.